So raise your hand if you're a business student. Raise your hand if you can walk to Groton in under 5 minutes from your current housing location. And raise your hand if you're not a fan of having to cook multiple meals a day for yourself. If you raise your hand for any of these or all of these, you'll probably get a lot out of this presentation. Our group researched 8 different housing locations that fit the needs of College of Business students that wants a meal plan. To determine the best location, we looked at the distance to Central's business building, Groton. We also took into consideration the closest cafeteria and the walkability by how many busy roads are needed to be crossed. So for our recommendation, we found that after our research, 1017 South University was the best fit. First, Will's going to talk about the distance to Groton. Then Riley's going to talk about the distance to the nearest cafeteria. And lastly, Jacob's going to talk about the roads needed to cross. So first, here's Will to talk about the distance to Groton.
So I'm going to start with a story actually. And first semester, I liked walking to most of my classes, but as it got colder, I started to not like walking all the way across campus to get to class. And one day it was really cold and I was running late, so I ran out to my car to go to my Pierce Hall class. And I ended up not being able to find a parking spot, and I ended up being 20 minutes later than I would have been if I just walked. And this is why I do like walking to class, but I don't like having a long walk. And in our housing report, we found that most business students have classes in Groton every single day for all 5 classes they have. So we weighed that as a very important option for us, and you can see the 1017 University Street house is the closest at just 1/10 of a mile, so it's no more than a 2-minute walk from your house. So you can literally leave 5 minutes before your class and get there with plenty of time.
Thanks, Will. Now Riley's going to talk about the close proximity to the cafeterias.
So one thing I have grown accustomed to while being in college is my meal plan. I have a super busy schedule and I'm not the best cook, so it's nice to know I can go to the cafeteria anytime and have food I know is going to be good, and I don't have to spend time preparing it either. So if you're like me and not ready to give that up, being close to the cafeteria is a really big thing in deciding where you want to live. We looked at locations, or the locations and how far they are from the caf. You can see our location is by far the closest with only 0.2 miles away. That means you can literally get there in like 5 minutes or less, especially if you're booking it a little bit. That's really cool because then you save a lot of time, a lot of effort. And do I have a second slide? I think I don't. Well, we're going to have a map, I think, and it's going to show you how close it is to the cafeteria, so that's really cool.
Thanks, Riley. Now Jacob's going to talk about how easy it is to walk from our location to Groton or the caf.
So on CMU's campus, there aren't a ton of busy roads, especially on North Campus, which is our main focus. The busiest roads on and around campus are Broomfield, which is the road that's on by the SAC, High Street, which is located just north of campus, and Mission Street, the busiest road around campus with all the restaurants and stores. So to get to Groton, there's only one road that has to be crossed, and that is Bellows Street, a road that is not typically busy. As Will already showed you, 1017 South University is very close to Groton, and the fact that you don't have to cross a very busy road to get there makes it that much more convenient. The walk to the closest on-campus dining hall, which is Robinson Residential, is almost as easy as a walk to Groton. You only have to cross one extra street, and that is Washington Street, and Washington Street is just about the same level of busyness as Bellows Street. This walk can be completed in just about 5 minutes with ease.
Thanks, Jacob. So in conclusion, we feel that 1017 South University is the best fit because of the short distance to the cafeteria and the Groton, as well as the walkability is easy for a College of Business student who still wants a meal plan. Does anyone have any questions for any of us?